echoes of pain. Vi sörger, cold and empty, lifeless remains. Vi sörger, fields of the fallen, blood-washed in rain. This cannot be all that will be. So you have torn this world
What's going on, everybody? Captain RoBear and crew here for Eberron, episode 60.
It's Tuesday.
60.
Episode 60.
You ready for this? Bum, 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 bum.
Oh yes, very ready. Happy freaking Tuesday.
I noticed you're wearing your I voted sticker. Thank you very much, Feisty, for making your opinion known. Don't care about which way you voted. I just care that you voted. So thank you.
Exactly it.
Vote or die, bro.
Right.
Vote or die. Which voter died?
No, vote or die.
Vote or die.
So now it's punk rock to vote, bro. Back in the 80s, it was skate or die. That was the punk rock motto, man.
It's always
Yeah,
been
man.
fun to vote.
Back when you were 23.
33.
When we were younger.
Gotta watch out with those lyrics. Oxie still got PTSD.
You said it, and like immediately my spine just shivered. Although now they're trying to sucker me into a new one, so they just dropped Sick New World is
Yes,
the new
they did.
festival.
Yes,
And
they
same
did.
company, same area, different month, right? So now they're doing it in May, which is the same month of EDC, which is also a windy as shit month in Vegas. So
It's because those are the only ones not booked.
get all
Yeah.
the way fucked. Get all the way fucked.
What's the theme of this one though?
Oh, dude, it is
It's
it
new
is my
metal.
dream.
System
It's
of a
all
Down, Korn, Deftones, Incubus, Evanescence, Turnstile, Chevelle,
2001.
Papa Roach.
Oh, it's gonna be
2001
so
to
good.
2004, that's all it is.
Yeah, it's gonna be so good. I'll be there. I'll also get a refund when it gets winded out, but I'll be
Limp
there.
Trisket on the main stage.
No, is Limp Bizkit on the docket too?
I don't see them on
No,
the bill, but I mean, they should be. They'll be the surprise announcement.
That'll be the surprise
Come
announcement.
on.
All right, I
know y'all been loving this shit right here.
would go
wait to
if
hear who this
Mudvayne reunited.
Oh, that would be. Whew, that'd be
They
rough.
are reunited. They've done full-blown tours now.
Have they? I didn't know.
You know,
Yeah.
you say that, and I'll show you. Fuck COVID. I don't know what the fuck happened.
I'll take your googling and I'll raise you COVID.
Mudvayne reunion tour. When this first time in 12 years. Well, I'll be damned.
Well,
It's during COVID.
Yeah, they started during COVID.
How was I supposed to know that? Well, look at there. How about that shit? No, man.
I only know
I
that
didn't
because
know that they were doing this, but now that I do.
the beginning few shows, Chad couldn't really keep up with the Mudvayne like speed repetition of his voice.
that's not surprising.
So like the later videos are much better, but like
First couple of shows are a little rough, a little rough around the edges.
I can't remember what band he's been in for forever.
Well, he was in
now.
Hell Yeah, and everybody
Hell
died
Yeah.
in Hell Yeah because they're all old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is just more.
Hell
like,
yeah, we
longer notes
played.
being held out. So it's like
Played lots of shows.
he didn't have a lot of syllables to try and
Try
keep up with.
to.
This is my next character. I've decided just now.
Yeah, but can that character be a fighter and be easy for you on
Kevin
combat?
Hobblepot.
I don't know with that voice. That
Can
sounds
he-
like a
Is it
wizard.
gonna be like Travis and die the first episode?
You won't like me when I'm angry. You just wait till I get across the battlefield and I'll give you a what for.
what for?
By
Give
the
him
way-
some giant strength gauntlets that keep him up and nothing else. And he takes them off, he dies.
I don't
to
need any pills. I've got these gauntlets. Fuck you.
give everyone perspective on Adam's psyche right now, he started off with there's too much shit on his character sheet, and I can't do this. He's slowly sliding into D&D dementia. Is what I've decided off this performance. He's lost his
We're
marbles.
playing D&D. Oh, I thought this was Vampire the Masquerade. I got to go.
Davey, I thought this was real life.
Oh my god!
Wizard.
This is what happens when you take too many weeks off on your campaign. You come back to it. This is what you get, boys.
That's it, baby.
Who's got big announcements that they want to let folks know about for the week? Nada.
I'll shoot it.
Wednesday.
Still got my weekly streams. You want to play trivia, 5 o'clock Pacific.
Do
We're
it.
doing it Wednesday, Friday. New Jackbox Party Pack 9 out, and we are having a blast with it currently. So you want to join us? You can join me on my channel, 5 o'clock Pacific, tomorrow.
Have you been playing enough that you've memorized all the questions now and just
No,
wiped the
dude.
floor with everybody?
I'll play old party packs, and even as long as I've been playing them, there'll be questions on there that I still either don't remember or have never had before. So
Good, right on.
It's a lot of fun. I've tuned in a couple times. It's a lot of fun.
especially when my wife gets on the mic and starts talking about everything,
Also great.
because she's good at that.
Jackbox 46, Return of the Jackening, as seen at twitch.tv/radio.
Return of the jacketing.
Pushes big beans.
It's just baked beans. Oh, I miss that golden retriever.
Oh, I looked up the name too. Dutch? No. Shit.
It's Bush, as in,
No, that's what I
Bush's
thought it
baked
was
beans.
too, but it's not. That's actually not his name.
I don't know. That was just a small thing. Anyway, continue.
Anybody else with big announcements they want to let folks know about?
Me and Rob are going to a soccer game.
That's next week, though.
I know, but I'm excited.
Don't get these fuckers thrown off, all right? Trying to keep a schedule over here.
Yeah, I have nothing, but I am gonna go turn on a fan because it's like 9,000 degrees in my room. So, yeah, menopause.
How is it hot in your fucking room?
I was wondering the same thing. Isn't it winter?
That's all your own fucking fault. It's like 40 degrees outside. We live in the same place.
I've got my heater on and my air conditioner on for when I get too hot from my heater.
What happened?
You're gonna nail this old man character. You got it already.
Yeah, no, I'm fine. I'm ready. We're combating. Is that what's happening? We're at a bridge. There's lots of people here. I don't know what's happening. I'm going home. Someone make me a sandwich.
Just get it all out of your system.
I'm sorry. You know what, guys? We're introducing a new character tonight. I just made it up in my mind.
Hey, all I say is beware what you wish for. Wouldn't be the weirdest
That's
thing to
true.
pull out.
Got a lot of enemies on Echo. It'll be fine.
Yeah, suddenly Echo just jumps off the bridge.
This is too complicated. I'm out.
We find out that's actually Echo's inner monologue the entire time.
So
Just arguing with
complicated.
himself.
Is this the way to the continental breakfast?
I hate trains because they don't recycle their water.
Oh my. Oh
But
my.
Echo, you don't drink water. I know.
So, over here on the channel, back to sanity. We got full D&D this week. Let's go. We'll see if everybody makes it there. I'll let you know through announcements. But we should. Huge episode. Shut the fuck up, Adam. Huge episode coming up on Wednesday for Baldur's Gate. We are down. I will say this right now. You want to get your Baldur's Gate fix in. We're going to be live this Wednesday. Like Adam said, we'll be dark next week because we have a Sucre game to go to. We're down to the last 3 or 4 episodes of Baldur's Gate. We will be wrapping at the very beginning of December, so strap your boots on. It's going down. Necropolis or
Damn, that
bust.
Oh God, I thought it was man, it's just crazy.
Next?
We've been talking about it, but like, oh boy, we're there.
We're
baby.
there. We
Oh,
are there.
God.
Will Asher meet his dad? Will he ever find out who his family really is? Tune in tomorrow to find out.
You already know his dad's dead. What an asshole.
Spoilers, chat. If you haven't watched yet, my dad's dead. So is
That's
my mom.
like fucking
And you know what? I'll just throw this
non-spoiler.
in here. My uncle is a piece of shit. That's a freebie.
Oh my god.
But yeah, it's heating up real good. So you guys should definitely swing by because we got like a few episodes left and it's getting juicy and scary.
True dat. But picking up where we left off, back in the desert, the in-world mountains between Valinar and Kebara, finally able to outrun the band of mercenaries that were hunting down our Dragon Shard train, now down to 3 carts, has come to an impasse. Now looking at the literal front of escalation, there are massive airships in the distance wrapping around the mountains. Valinar mercenaries on horseback across the horizon of the desert dunes. And familiar red and black tents of the Red Wolf and House Thrask at an impasse. 2 great houses of Eberron and Corvair have come to a halt, all in the desert over what else? Trade. We pick up in those moments of slowly rolling into the front lines until there is no more tracks. That's not looking so good, guys.
What a shit show. This just got a whole lot complicated.
I was really hoping that y'all were going to say that was our welcoming committee.
Well, different banners, different factions. This is, looks like we got in a standoff of sorts. Everybody wants a piece, and nobody's, well, this could get ugly real quick.
So you're saying I shouldn't talk?
Well,
Probably
I
be
think
best if you didn't.
yeah,
Noted. Got
probably best to just listen, figure out what's what. Everybody here is going to want some sort of piece of something. And,
Honestly, like, what are we really going to do here? Doesn't even seem
Well,
like this is decisions
Yo.
we need to be making.
y'all made your bed, right? You're with the,
Yeah, we got our deal's been struck with House Thrask. I don't think we can really flip-flop sides now.
Unless they find a better deal.
I will not be a scapegoat.
and that's what I was talking about. See,
Shit.
ends always justify the means, and someday you're going to be the end that needs to cut. And that's just life when dealing with things bigger like this.
Okay, well, I guess keep your eyes peeled for a quick split exit.
All we're saying is weigh your options. We're getting drug into something that we might not be able to handle. That's all.
Well, the one benefit is I'm not fully tied on, as it were. You're supposed to introduce me to this Red Wolf. That means I'm an open player. Means I can play the field. Maybe get a lay of the land.
I like this. See what we can introduce as far as shit. Where can we even see him? Want to take a look and see kind of how close we are, and also take a peek back over at the shards and make sure that those are all looking locked down and not getting.
Go ahead and roll a perception check.
And this will be eyeballs based, right?
Yeah.
Advantage.
Big old heart hands for Daniel for sending us a lovely raid. Good to see you, my friend.
Love the raid.
Thank you.
25.
25. You can see the shards are in the back. We got those locked down. We've we've made our amends getting over here. Your other perception check was looking towards.
Yeah, how close are like where is Lord Brackenall is really what I'm looking for.
Red Wolf is not near sights yet, but I mean, you see the banners and flags. You see the same tents that you've seen before. You're about 30 minutes till end of line.
Okay. All right, well, it looks like they're coming up. Should be able to get there in about 30 minutes or so. I mean, that makes the most sense to me. We just go stop off and talk to them first, see what's up. Say, hey, we got the shards. We're here.
No doubt should
Why
be our
is the
first
bridge
order
locked
of
down?
information. We make our plays from there. And Echo, you made a damn good point. You didn't make any contracts with these people, so whatever we're hung up to, we ain't gonna hold you. These are your choices.
I did say I would help get this train where it needs to go. I reckon with this amount of dragon shards, which is not a small amount by any means, us pulling up, every faction here is gonna have eyes on it. So I just recommend being guarded just in case. I don't think anyone would pull anything, but we're not gonna go unnoticed.
Yeah, I do think having a keen eye on them.
We are the single train.
Exactly.
Shit, it doesn't even look like the railroad's finished past the bridge.
Do you all know if this is a how to put this? Is this a specific on the books positioning? Like we roll up, and you guys hoist House Thrust banners or whatnot, right? It's a statement piece because we're going to be noticed one way or the other. Or is this like a off the record kind of situation you have here?
You know, I'd honestly don't know. We were contracted by House Thrust to be on this train, but I don't know who else knows that.
Did you sign a contract?
Verbally.
I mean, it is their railway. Unless there's deals I don't know about, partnerships that were done. So,
I believe they expected to hotshot this thing in here. Considering we were the hired muscle, this whole thing was supposed to be headed north. Shit fell apart between whatever happened in the Bone Wastes and everything we did to fuck up or fix, however you want to think about it. New throne.
I think fix is a better word. We got here, didn't we?
That we did.
Indeed.
And left Newthone in a better place than we found it.
I will say though, as protectors of something like this, once we get there and, you know, candidly, I'll have to figure out the best course of action for myself moving forward from here. This is a lot more complicated than I think I originally understood, but Garomesh, anybody gets too close to this cart that shouldn't be prying, well, you've always had a keen eye.
Oh yeah.
I had a thought as well, specific to you. I've known a few shifters in my day, and I was curious, are you able to take any form, or do you just go back and forth between, not to be rude, I just Some are pretty open, some are a little bit more limited.
No, it's if I concentrate, I can change into anything, and as I do, I change into Echo, and then I change into Latash. It's a little slower as each one goes on, as each transition, the more differences between the people they are, it requires a lot more effort. And I even come close to not radio. I always do that. Recoil. Just without, it's like instead of the metallics, it's you can still see the skin. Like somebody drew it on him.
So, I'm sure you've done this before, but it's a mighty fine ability to have in a situation like this. Should you need to get into certain places, not as yourself. Just a thought.
Yeah, it does the trick with the visuals, but the audio is always tricky.
Yeah, that makes sense. Can I do a quick... I know we talked about it last week, and I think we called out some, but can you give us a refresher on who are the factions that were here? Because I think one of them was unknown, but there was the Valinor Elves, there was House Tharask, there was another one that you called out, and then I think there was one unknown.
They're the Valinor Elves.
Mm-hmm.
There is the House of Storms, House Lyander. There's House Tharask and Red Wolf.
The Valinor elves, are they the riders or the flyers?
Valinors are the riders. House Lyander are the flyers, the airships.
Okay.
And then House of Tharask, and then but the Red Wolf is
House
part
Tharask.
of Tharask. Yeah. Okay. I was just making sure I was okay.
In a very similar fashion that Valinor riders are underneath House Lyandra.
Got it.
Oh,
There's really
okay.
technically two factions here at a standoff and not four.
There are two houses standing off against each other, and they all have a separate unit underneath them. Valinor is of itself its own entity here. Lyandra are major part of the government and controlling of the principality, but Valinors are a mercenary. This particular set are the riders and the mercenaries, the ones who forged this land.
And those are the same riders that we encountered last stop.
You don't know. I mean, there's
don't know
there's
that. Okay.
there's
And it's a
bands,
whole nation, right? Like,
Yeah.
would I know? And just because I was thinking about this, because we have Latash, we have Oxie, right? And both very different people with different. Do I know? Like, I know Valinor is pretty shut off to every other. Like, they do their own thing, and they're a band of pirates. But what I know, even House Tharask, outside of the Red Wolf, who made this potentially backwater deal with this small mercenary band that maybe House Tharask doesn't even know about, right? Like, we don't know. Do I know about the standing between their backgrounds with House Tharask or the Valinor Elves? Is there any, like...
Not really sure what you're asking.
Like, if we go up there, do I think that there's going to be like alarms if it's like, oh, I have a Riedran with us, like, because he's wearing his Riedran armor, right? Is there historical, like, major struggles with specific factions between Tharask and the Riedran, or Valinor Elves and the Riedran? Like, does that make sense?
I don't think you have anything to worry about as far as that goes. At this point, Oxie doesn't even look like a Riedran besides a knowledge of the tech.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like,
Fair enough. Fair
I
enough.
would say he's.
Oh yeah, you have the new armor on and everything. I forgot about that.
He's
Yeah,
passable as
armor.
just an artificer now. Like
Got it.
nobody, unless you really got into it. If somebody caught his accent that was from Riedran or something like that,
Yep.
would possibly know. He's not outfitted in the fatigues or anything like that anymore.
Okay, yeah, I forgot that you got the new armor. Okay, all right, all good.
Yeah, so that wouldn't be a disturbance into it, but the main conflicts are a house that travels and trade by airship that's been controlling pretty much the market here for quite some time, outside of just the pirates of the Principara that are on like the other side over here. So pretty much shit that's been getting into New Throne has been getting through on airship, just like the one that crash landed here and started it all.
Got it.
Hey, Mesh, you don't happen to see old big guy with the blades behind him out there, do you? Getting closer and closer, and just started thinking about them riding them elven riders. Hope we don't see our knife friend.
Yeah, I wouldn't be here if I did.
No, not that guy. Sorry, my words are not straightforward. The big fella we saw on the ridge at the last stop where we got ambushed by these riders.
Oxie, I don't think you have to worry about them. If they were close, they got blasted by that supercharge from the train.
That's true. That is true. Although he was up quite a ways. Just another figure to be on the lookout for.
Yeah, there's two sides here, and well, I think it's important that once you have that conversation and figure out where your standing is in all this with House Thrask, because again, I don't really know what kind of deal you struck, but they'd be keen to know that this attack happened, especially with the situation as it is here. I'm sure that this cart is a big bargaining chip in some respect.
That's a much better way of getting at what I was trying to get at. Thank you.
Not much of a talker, just more of a thinker.
Well, sounds like we have at least step one. Go hit up old Red Wolf.
Collect payment.
Yeah, I don't remember what we settled on for money. I'm sure there's money involved.
You guys are real bad at contracts.
I don't keep track of the purse.
You're real bad at finishing them. Sounds like we're a team meant for heaven.
I don't know what the fuck you mean by that.
Oxie stands behind you and just...
He just has a big smile on his face. As you guys slowly approach the end of line, bridge coming into focus. Black and red tents now more present than ever. You get a good survey of the line. It sucks. There's airships on the high ground towards the east. There's Valinor riders with the high ground on dunes to the west. And that open shot, that straight line that goes in between them. The valley in which it will take to get to those wastes. Well, we thought the gorge was bad, but this is... Somehow we've found ourselves in a worse position.
Yeah, what is the saying, going out of the frying pan into the fire? I feel like this is definitely the fire.
Yeah, this is bad, guys.
Hey, Cole, keep Keep that lever ready for reverse real quick.
Y'all are pieces of work. That's all I can say. How do I channel? How can I channel Smoker's cough with Cole? Just speaking like him makes me cough like I've had a fucking Witchlight 120. Too much immersion in this joint.
Ooh,
It's a cigarette, not a joint.
in a joint. Get lit.
I might hop up on that cannon, just a little extra show of force.
Might not be a bad call.
Ain't gonna hurt. Don't forget your hat.
I always have my hat.
It's a balmy 98 degrees inside of our train right now. It's one of those where you can't get enough windows open, but you can't put too many windows open, otherwise you fill the sumbitch with sand. It's not the greatest.
Yeah, I just I go up top and man the arcane cannon, just kind of keep an eye out. Pull the mask up. But don't cover my face because it doesn't matter.
You talked about the position of the airships and the position of the riders.
Mm-hmm.
What is House Thrask looking like in that situation?
Encamped in the valley.
Okay, also in the shit spot. Got
Yes.
it. Great.
Our encampment is in the valley between the two.
Yeah, great. That's just lovely.
Not
Does it look
worried at
like,
all.
now that we're closer, does it look like they're mobile, moving around, being strategic, or are they just kind of, is it just kind of like a chill day at summer camp kind of thing?
There's movement between all camps that are going on. You can tell that there's obviously people going in between. There's probably communications that are being run back and forth, but there isn't a grand processional. You can tell, being a military man, there currently isn't, and I'll use this off your background, there isn't a major meeting between generals going on yet. Seems to be just notes being passed so far.
Right. But it also doesn't give the sense of high tension. Like not weapons drawn, pointed at each other type of thing. Just posturing.
Yeah, weapons are not drawn, but you can tell it's all eyes on the train rolling up. Like this is
Oh, great. Well, looks like it might be showtime.
Yeah, I'll be up top.
Echo. Manned on that arcane cannon as we slow roll in. It's just looking up at that hill. It's just shadow after shadow of rider that you see on that side. It's an intimidating sight, to say the least, from where we just came from, and how the sheer amount of resources that we had to use to get through a couple dozen.
Yeah, I think Echo though is he's a tactician and he knows that you always come from a position of strength regardless if you're the weaker opponent. So he lights up a cigar and he just like sits there and just every once in so often he catches eyes with someone, he just tips his hat. Just like fuck with me, like you're nothing. Like
I got a train and an arcane cannon.
I want you to roll,
nerd.
I want you to roll intimidation check.
that's a straight roll for me.
No, remember we do it differently. We do it with your show of force. So whatever it is you attack with, which will be dexterity in this case.
Yeah, okay, all right. I like it. D20 plus 15. No, plus 14. Oop. 28.
Ooh.
Damn.
Echo looks like the man on the back of a train that has nothing to lose. As it rolls in, there is blood, there is munitions, there's arrows still stuck in the side of this thing,
Oh, that's right.
and They're seeing this gun train roll in. While it is a single arcane cannon on top, you know that you have put off the bravado that this is a group not to be fucked with.
Did my job, and that's all I needed to do. Like I think the top half is just very calm and collect, but like the bottom, like his right foot is just like shaking. Like as soon as shit pops off, he's ducking in. Like he's like, there's no way I survive this. But he's like, the bravado is like, he understands from a tactical standpoint, you come from a position of strength, even if you don't have any, and it's like, as long as we're cool, baby, we're cool. Until we're not, then it's fucking shore up the walls, boys. Pedal to the metal. Like
I got this great scene in my head where the first shot goes off, and all you see is Echo's hat and cigar still suspended in space as he's dipped so quickly into the cart.
No, 100%. The cannon's going off once. Like shots ring in. I'm finding the biggest, baddest mother, and I'm unloading, and then I'm ducking down. Like, but no need as of right now. Just kind of slow and steady wins the race as we just keep chugging along.
Anyone else on our train as we slowly pull up?
I'm at the doorway, so like you know where like that step, you know, little step ladder comes off and extends down so you can get off the train easy. I'm right at that doorway, just kind of like leaned out of it as it's, you know, on its slow crawl to its standstill.
You hang out the doorway. You're able to see the mixture of orcs, shifters, the army of House Tharas that's come here. You can visibly see the difference for the first time as you've approached over regular House Tharask infantry and the Red Wolves. You can tell in the armaments. You can tell in the quality of weaponry that they have.
So this does not look at all like the group that we tangled with in the jungle.
No, you see both.
Okay.
You're just seeing House Tharask infantry for the first time. That's not part of the Red Wolves elite force. Now there are a ton of them. There is a massive battalion of House Tharask that is here.
This is like full blown war prep almost, right? Like this is a serious trade conflict that's going down here. That's everyone is prepared to go the distance with.
Oh boy.
Whatever bit in quality that they lack from the elite that you have worked with before, make up in sheer numbers. That's the wild part. As you guys get closer, you can see just how packed the valley is. They outnumber 2 to 3.
Tharask outnumbers.
I'm sorry, I said that backwards. They outnumber 3 to 2 the rest of the forces that are there.
Wow.
But the Valinor elves have the high ground.
Yes.
Right.
It's over. Sorry, Star Wars reference.
It's over.
I'm sorry.
How the hell did we get everybody stuck in this valley in this shit ass position? You guys send a whole troop down here, a whole army, and you're gonna choose the lowest spot in the damn valley? Shame.
What are you gonna do? You gonna drill through the mountains? Is that what you're gonna do? What, get done? 45 years from now? Emerge on the other side with your railway?
I mean, I got a spoon, I can dig.
Cute.
Yeah, I see your point.
They've been laying tracks in front of us. There's no telling how much they've deterred by having that level of force in front of them. I have a feeling that the Red Wolf understood that anybody that was going to try to attack them on the first outskirts were going to be a small patrol. So they came in probably with numbers. Those numbers deterred a lot of the coyoting. Well, we're past the coyotes now. We're full blown in the lion's den.
Okay.
Garomesh,
Yes.
the further that we've come in, the more you've noticed what you saw was the missing party echo. The cross scimitars in the distance. Unoccupied dunes that lay further in the heart of the desert bear the signs of the Shadow Revenant. There is no sign of force there, only a strategically placed sand signal that few would see beside the folks rolling into town.
Well, looks like we got some expected, unexpected secret visitors as well.
That good for us?
Good for them. I point out in the distance to, anybody can just kind of glance over it and not see it, but when I show the shape of the scimitars, all of a sudden it just pops out in your brain.
That son of a bitch.
Hiding in plain sight. Trying to go legit.
Yeah. I doubt it. But I bet they want their take of wherever this thing settles.
Yeah. They gotta get their piece too.
But that answers our question. We got 3 factions now. 2 main players. 2 organizations pledged underneath the 2 houses. And a wild card.
One just waiting for whoever comes out on top. I guarantee you they have people on both sides.
I would.
That's a good point. I was about to ponder the question. Maybe they were in our position on the other side.
Why not both? Yep. Damn.
Makes a lot more sense. They can certainly do it. They surprised us multiple times. Well, they bringeth, they can absolutely take it away. After all, it was them who got us in this situation in the first place. And maybe we have our lives to thank for that. We certainly didn't necessarily sign up for it at first.
Well, the way I see it is you have this verbal agreement with the Red Wolf under the faction of House Thrask to lay it all out there from my perspective, based on the research and connections and understanding of everything that's happened up into this point. There is no knowledge currently within this group as to whether or not House Thrask knows the full dealings of what you have been contracted into. And being that there is no contract, that's a very easy loose end to snip, as I said previously. Then you have this shadow group, and they're, I think, the most dangerous. You see, the Valinor and the House Thrask sit on opposite sides, and there's a reason that it's a standstill, because, well, wars are expensive, and as soon as you cross that line, well, it's going to be a long time before something gets settled. So no one wants to really take that first step, which is rightfully so. So they're sitting there and they're negotiating and figuring out potentially some sort of option to do this peacefully. But I don't think any group's really going to want to budge. And then you've got, well, the scimitars over here. And they're the group that works in the shadows. And they're the group that more than likely, like you said, are playing both sides. And honestly are the most dangerous here because they can work in the shadows. They can do damage that's not regularly seen. And be detrimental to either side. Hell, they could kill folk, make it look like an accident, I'm sure. So that's the interesting bit of tea. Also, something I thought was that they did a favor to you via the Red Wolf, I suppose, but that doesn't mean that they're not going to call on that favor to this group. You might get a midnight caller strolling in that says, hey, we saved your behind, now you owe us one. Then what? You're stuck between 0 and 2 individuals. Eventually you're going to have to make a choice. That's how you end up getting killed.
I don't remember where we left off at with them. I want to say that debt's been cleared, but I don't know.
And if you think that, you're dumber than you look. In a game like this, they'll pull on any string, see which one tugs, and then they'll strangle you for it if they can. I'm just saying, and I know I'm a dead broken record at this point, but this is why you make straight up clean deals. You get a contract, you get in, you get out, you get it done, you move on. This will get sticky, this will get messy, and y'all need to prepare.
Agreed. Let's come in with a side of leverage on our own hands. We've defended these dragon shards from here. I don't think anybody in their right mind expects us to blow through this line. It's sheer suicide. And if they hold us to that, I think we all know the answer. They can suck it. But this is how it's going to end. We're going to last a little bit of freedom. We saved a couple of those cans in the back for good reason. Get us a tune, Latash.
That I can do.
Go ahead and give us a performance on that bad boy.
Here he goes. 28.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Let her loose, baby.
It's an old folk tune that he learned when he was a kid about the Kalishtar and them fighting for the light. It's a rousing tune as Latash starts to stomp his foot, bob his head, and you feel that guitar just pop, 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 pop. The rhythm just starts to carry through the train, and he continues that through the whole performance.
Build up piece.
Clearing out the last bit of lager that we all had left. Train pulls to a stop. You boys want me across that bridge or behind it? No, done.
I don't think you can go much further, Cole.
Hey, they're telling me to go ahead and go across. As you can see at this point, there are several House Thrask that have walked up on either side. Go across.
Howdy, boys. I tip the hat to him.
Okay. I'm gonna head up to the main engine to look through to see, does it look like it's safe and structurally sound and completed?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, imagine it's like all ploy and the whole bridge collapses and we die and that's it. Like,
That's the end.
ha! Got you. Make a deck saving throw at disadvantage.
I mean, it's a brand new bridge.
And that's Eberron, folks. Ta-da!
60, that's a wrap. Seeing that the House Thrask agents have approached, I will change my shape back into Garomesh. But I also clean up myself a little bit, and the tattoo and the hair kind of recedes, and so all you see is the tattoo of House Thrask. As I just kind of poke my head out and wave so they can see the visible insignia.
You get the salutes back. Slowly.
Like a officer's head nod.
There is definitely a reverence as they see this train roll in the state that it's in and how it's got here. Like, they're like, fuck yeah. You definitely get the reverence as we rattle across that old bridge.
Nice and steady, Cole.
As we come to a stop for the second time.
Can I quickly, while we're crossing over the bridge, like, just so I can see visually, like I know we're up in the mountains, so I'm picturing like Echo looking over and it's like way down, like, but like what does it visually look like while we're crossing this bridge on this train, like on the sides looking down into the canyon? Is it like canyon water? Like, is it a river? Is it like
the bridge is
deep, or is it?
It's this point right here on the map, right where we cross over into Valinor.
So it's going over water.
Yes,
Okay.
This goes over water.
How
but
high
it's-
up is it? Like we're kind of on the mountain edge.
We're on the mountain edge,
real-
dude. It's fucking
gnarly.
dude. It's gnarly. It's one of those. It's one of those Instagram moments when you look down, and you're like, oh god.
It's like someone falls and they scream and then they stop and then you just hear, "I'm still falling." It's just like, got it. I just wanted to visually see that.
100%.
And there's path enough for them to continue walking next to the train, or did they just wave us onto the bridge?
No, there's path to walk. Like, it's a full bridge plus the tracks that
Got it.
come across.
Okay.
That makes sense.
And no Brackenaw yet.
No, you haven't got up to the encampment yet. You just didn't.
Oh, okay. They're on the other side of the bridge. Now
Yeah.
that makes more sense.
Yeah. The minute that you guys arrive on the other side, it is just, you can see it's an immediate takeover. There's individuals up there talking to Cole and Tickle. They have a full manifest, but Cole's up there going, there's only one God, it's it. That's all you got. I don't know what to tell you.
The bar card's done. I don't know. That better not come off my per diem. It's like,
Ain't mine, boys. I don't know what the hell to tell you. Individual with long curled tusks and stark black armor plate comes up to the side. Your presence is requested for the Red Wolf.
Okay. And we just, you want us to leave the train with you all then?
Yes.
Okay. I'll step off the train.
Stepping off and making that transfer of power to something we've been protecting now for so long. As you can see, the Red Wolves troops begin to take position over the course of it. By the time we're already off on the side of the train, there is an old boy up in the gunner spot of that train. Multiple individuals all protecting those dragon shards.
But now this is the Red Wolf team that's here. So these are
It's a mixture. There is a mixture of both. There is the Red Wolves team that is beginning to take possession over the train, and there is also a giant force of just House Thrask that is going through, doing inventory, taking note on this. You can tell there are people that are going back and they're inspecting the shards. There are people that are counting, going through the full process of debrief on what's made it here and what hasn't.
Seems like this is not going to be much of our headache much longer. It's nice.
I would say now it's not our headache.
That's what I'm saying.
It's not even a much longer situation.
Well, that would be
You
nice.
did your job.
Now it's time to collect payment, for good or bad.
I'm hoping for good. I like good. Good sounds good.
Well, they can also just tell us to fuck right off. So.
I stop recoil before he exits the train, and I just kind of like whisper, "How do you want to play this with me?" Hired help.
That's what it's been so far, hasn't it?
Right.
Paid in
Making
full
sure we're on
by
the same
friendship.
page.
It's your fault you didn't eat the complimentary meals.
Yeah, I should have not shared that last alcohol beverage with you. So I just kind of give him a pat on the shoulder and then just step off.
Wouldn't have this problem if your original O0 unit.
Yeah.
Just hits the fucking sulfur spray out just a little bit.
As I pass the big, this is kind of dumb, but I just love it. In my head, I already thought I was going to do this, and I'm going to do it. As I pass the big orc with the black, like, plate armor that looks like a badass, I just, like, hop off, and I look him up and down as he's, like, standing next to me, probably, like, a good 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe a foot taller, I don't know, like, big dude. And I just look him up and down, cute, and I just keep walking. Making enemies, but...
You went with cute?
Huh.
Much like the royal guard outside the palace, they're unmoved by your comments, staring straight forward. They are on the payload.
Yeah.
Recoil hears it. He doesn't bother to correct you. He just goes along with it.
Did you tell him that arcane cannon sticks somewhere between lightning and acid? Gives you a little wink.
Now that's cute.
As you all approach the Red Wolf's tent for the first time since those moments in the desert. My friends. The Red Wolf comes out in full plate armor, his insignia as well. The field general is here. From the swamp to the sands shall we go. Your feet may be dry for now,
depends on how wet the elves want to make this desert. Follow me.
As the sides open up to that massive tent. As you go in, it's like 40 degrees cooler in here. There are a combination of air and water elementals on either side in this massive tent, regulating the temperature on the inside.
Rated elemental swamp coolers.
That's fucking awesome. That's so fucking awesome.
Air conditioning Eberron.
You think just the elves know how to manipulate elementals for their advantage?
No, but I'm fucking impressed. This is brilliant. Need to figure out how to put this in my suit somehow, like a smaller version. That'd be great.
Unfortunately, Robond is your only savior, my friend.
Never enough.
Indeed. Welcome. Welcome to Valinor. I was hoping we would get a little bit further before this moment.
Yeah, this seems like we're in quite a dicey spot here.
Dicey is whatever you ran into before you got here. Your train looks like absolute shit. Down to 3
But it
carts.
does look like something. See, we got it here.
You got it here, right? I'm impressed. I did not foresee so much initial attention. You've held up more than your end of the bargain on the first part of this journey. Henceforth, I intend to keep mine. I have no doubt that you've seen our current predicament. It's not hard to look to the sky, to the east or west. Discussions are ongoing. While those are not of my forte, I'm here to minimize, shall we say, on all fronts.
Must be a big deal pulling you away from your other mission.
What do my other missions matter if the dragon shards do not make their way from K-Bar and beyond?
Fair point.
Well, I despise the darkness that boils from the swamp that we came from. My conquest can only be funded by such things. Well, both of these houses project the long term. They do not share the same long-term fears that I have of the conjuring that comes out the night in this place. A handful of you may be the only ones that truly understand that.
That's some dark shit.
It gets worse. But I will say this once again. I will put my trust in anyone after I've seen what you've been able to accomplish. Truly awe-inspiring. However,
Insight check. I want to see if he's full of shit or not. Oh my god.
I really feel like you're buttering us up here, Brackenall.
That's what I'm saying. Oh, I'm gonna add a D. What do I got? I'm gonna add a D8 to that. I want to try and read this guy. Come on. 20.
Well, you don't have. Well, you don't have previous experience with the Red Wolf like they do. Dude comes off serious as a heart attack. He's not wavering in his voice. Seems to be sincere. Ums and uhs are nowhere to be found.
Yep.
Could be a great field general and speaker. Might be blowing smoke up your ass. That's difficult to tell, but if he is, he's good at it.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. I just sit back and listen.
Yeah, it really feels like you're buttering us up here. I mean, I know we pulled off some crazy shit.
Crazy, I don't believe, is the proper word for conjuring of deities in the public of which has never been seen before. Manifestation of one's transcendence isn't exactly on the commoner's board for sights seen. Let's put it this way. If there were people that knew what you knew, you would probably find it less discomforting to let those stories leave your mouths. The good news is, besides a handful of people, no one's going to believe you. So, it brings us to the standstill. Well, everyone's waiting for you to arrive. I'll be honest. I think there was a percentage of folks that hoped that maybe the train just wouldn't come. Everything would settle down. They could go back home. But that ship has sailed. Now you're here. So the discussion begins. Who's going to own what? These are the moments where we hope the diplomats can reason. Because if they can't, well, that's where I come in. Needless to say, you think I'm trying to send your little three-piece train forward any farther? Undefended or defended, in these odds, you're out of your mind.
I'm glad to hear it, because that thing that's just a big pile of rust now. It's gone through so much shit.
Don't worry. It will be a different constitution by the time that we're done.
He opens up another set of plans. And you look and you see a massive drill mount to the front of this train.
Let's put it this way. There will be all means considered before this is done. All means.
I just want you to know that was what my zombie apocalypse train looked like in my head, for sure.
Impressive, no?
Impressive. I love it. Look at it. It's beautiful. They cut through anything with that.
Yeah, not so fast. We might be able to get ourselves a tunnel. But then it's a tunnel that we must defend. but it does get us out of Death Valley. We're continuing to go through our options here. We're certainly not done yet. We're also here to pick your brain as well. There's gonna have to be a resolution. No one wants to see new war on the table. No, I wouldn't say no one, but most.
Who's been at the itchy finger?
Plenty. Speaking to a nation of mercenaries, ones that defected the war, took up their own cause. They're mercenaries under weak banners. They're at best pirates on land. Whatever code they hold are to their horses and to their own. They might as well be independent tribes as far as I'm concerned. I disdain every ounce of their fiber. There's nothing more than I would like to do than put a giant boot up these horse riders' ass. However, the Liondrar have shown up in force with their airships. This is where we need to be very careful where we hold this conversation.
As he points his blade down, and a small set of symbols, arcane, show up on the ground.
Please follow me.
Secret hidey holes inside of secret hidey holes. Okay.
I'll let you guys go fill up your beverage real quick before he directs you in to whatever spell he's cast.
Oh no. Last time we jumped into one of these, we got zapped halfway across the jungle.
I just love that I'm sitting in the back just listening. I'm just like soaking it all in.
Very Andor, you got your gun.
Yeah. The more he speaks, the more I know about the situation before he's like, wait a minute, who's that guy? Like, it's like, I'm just here. Like, tell me everything I need to know. Love it. Oh, by the way, Rob, I got part of that package that Voodoo sent me. They sent me the atomic pumpkin.
Yeah, what do you think?
I never went for it because it's like the spicy whatever. But it's like, it's subtle. It's actually pretty good. Like it's pretty solid. It's not bad. I was like, I'll try it. And I'm like,
I understand your trepidation.
Yeah, it's not bad. I like it.
There's a lot of things that have been overspiced over the years, so.
Oh yeah, you're like,
God,
Oh, good.
wizard.
I'm a wizard.
Old Brackanaw. Brackenor? Brackenaw. Brackenor. Brackenor?
Brackenor.
Big red wolf. He was the one that threw the last spear, right? It was his arm that did that final throw, if I remember.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it was a blessed spear for him to throw, but he was the one that chucked that javelin.
Guy rolled the yeet. Yes, he did.
Rolled to yeet. How badass would that be though? The train gets like spider legs and a drill nose, so it can just start crawling and digging its way through the own mountain.
I mean, it's crazy because it's two houses with unlimited resources. So, like, you know, neither really wants to set this off, no matter how much bravado they talk.
It's a very wild, wild west pitch that Oxie threw out there. You've seen the movie or the old school TV show. Very intrigued as to where this portal's going to take us.
You guys are calling a portal. You don't know if it's a portal or not. You've seen the arcane sigils.
Portal, his own private speakeasy. I'm in for it. I'm here.
I'm here, bro.
I'm here for it, man. This is it's a trip in the desert. It's like Coachella all over again. It's Calistar Chilla, man.
Calistar chili, man. That's what we
I love chili con queso, man.
Oh, dude, I had that that was my dinner tonight. Chili cheese, big dollop of sour cream on the top. Oh my God, it was so good. It was definitely chilly weather today.
Oh yeah, sounds good.
Tell him getting into the holidays. It's all the fat kid food.
Yeah, a little atomic pumpkin for your
I'll have to see if there's any that
drinking
left.
pleasure.
I didn't get to try that when it dropped.
Spicy release. Not too bad. It's pretty solid. I enjoy it. Oof. Bass Hunter's like, come on. It's so close.
No, but if you could, you roll a card to get the rest of this gunk out of my lungs, that'd be awesome. I had to get that one in there where I missed the button completely. Turned it on, hear the cough, hear the... It's always gonna happen once, man.
Little tickle will get you.
A little tickle that'll get you. Boy, that could be a lot of things.
Yes, sir. Let you take that where you need to go.
Hey, I'm going to take that opportunity to thank our sponsors, Voodoo Ranger. Appreciate y'all thinking the wheels greased for the rest of the year. And more importantly, our patrons, Christopher, Shabby, Westwolf, Aaliyah, Caleb, Matthew, Quirky, O3, Drewcom, Feisty, Kim, Nornoble, Stokers. Thank you all very, 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 very much. Appreciate you all on the $10 tier and above. Thank you guys.
We got a plus 4 roll for Sudafed.
I rock Sudafed for Witchlight, I think. That's about it. That's a Sudafed campaign right there.
Yes.
All right. Everybody get their stiffs.
Oh yeah, and I grabbed a couple Uncrustables. I'm ready.
Ooh.
That's cute.
But are they still frozen?
Oh, they're thawing.
There. Okay.
In 20 some minutes, you'll see me eat them.
Fair.
Please, follow me.
You ain't trying to zap us back to the jungle, are you?
He steps forth and doesn't say a thing.
I'll go next.
I'll follow right after.
When you do
Garomesh.
walk in, he does disappear though.
After Oxie.
The minute that you all do go through those sigils, the cool breeze of that mountain air hits you. The crunch of snow underneath.
Welcome to the peaks of the end worlds, my friends.
For the first time in your physical bodies, you see the same perspective of the in-world mountains as Darthiki showed you in your first visions.
No
He
shit.
knew. It's like he knew.
Like he planned it the whole time.
Now, for the real discussions. Like I said, we're at the whim of diplomats. By all means, if you would like to assist those that have the conversations of how much they're willing to give up to get going, by all means, partake. I'm here to show you a different option.
And I do like options.
Valinor riders have no chance against what we've brought. Long before this was planned, we have hidden steel plates within the dunes. We have access to more shield and plating. Whatever their horses and their arrows think they can do, they don't stand a chance. We can roll through with armaments and cull their herd. High ground or not, they'll be forced to come to us. Where does that leave? Well, our friends in the sky above. As you can see,
He points out to the small fleet.
we have an issue. I have a proposition. Skybreakers, you've been here once before and did a rather fantastic job of it. And granted, these are the real deal. Not purely Riedran Zeppelins. We have full-blown Masters of the Sky. This is House Landar. They will all bear the mark of the storm. You're unfamiliar with these. Not only do they have the ability to manipulate the elementals, that course across their airships. They have always threatened to be able to manipulate the weather around them. We cannot take this risk, let alone what firepower they may consume. I have a feeling that if things come south, rain and thunderstorms in the desert are going to be on top of the list. And as much metal plating as we want will merely roast under the storm that they bring until they wash us all the way back into the valley. If we take their ships, there is no conflict. This becomes our easement. The houses will not publicize it. They will not risk the fees and fines behind it of what escalation of war would cause. Whoever acts swiftly will win this. Or they'll let the diplomats have it out until there's no money left for anyone. So what's in it for you? How does retirement sound? The kind of money that doesn't limit you from where you want to go in Corvair ever again. Title kind of money. Ones that come with lords.
As he looks over at you, Garomesh.
With your in and the mark of the house, you can all be taken care of. Healthy stipends for the rest of your lives. Titles. We're talking about royalties on shard shipments. What would be given up could be directed towards you. You understand, if this is handled swiftly, those losses can be mitigated and brought to your purse. And mine as well. And while I know by means none of you wish to retire, you do have wants and goals like mine. And those wants and goals have to be funded somehow.
Would that also settle us and call it all even? Would that be the last requirement for our contract with you?
If this is completed, absolutely. If not, you're still responsible to the end of the line. If I were you, I would take matters into my own hands before you get dealt into a diplomatic sandwich you wish not to be in. As I said, be my guests. You want to accompany them to a meeting you will undoubtedly not get to speak at. Be my guest. But I've taken matters into my own hands.
That's a Mighty interesting proposition you came to with us. Seems we've got some discussing to do within our group. As you can imagine, it's not an easy decision to just go and try to wipe out a whole armada of flying planes, but you definitely paint a rosy picture.
Only 4 of them are armed. The rest are transportation.
That is interesting.
You're
and you find
welcome.
the leadership within those 4, and you take that one out first. Cut the head off the snake. Proper way to be done. Don't think we've been introduced as of yet. I was waiting for a kind introduction, but it seems that, well, my acquaintances here lack the hospitality as
Who the
most.
fuck are you?
Ragnar, this is our new compadre.
Well,
He speaks as if he understands the things that you have seen. I don't know who you are. I assumed you were a hired gun. But I would pay the company that you keep a slight bit more respect than what's been given. I don't care how hot your hand is, Mournforged. I'll give you your credit you do. You crawled out. Congratulations. So did plenty of others.
no. That is true. And I'm here as a favor and a courtesy to this group to hear you out. And I have a unique set of skills. And I don't know about any fucking god thing you're talking about. That's beyond me. Frankly, I could give a shit less. But what I am here for is gold. And some of the things you're touting are mighty interesting. But I don't work off of verbal contracts. I work off of authentic, legit contracts with house thrust proper.
By all means, go take one of those small contracts. Welcome to the black budget.
Appreciate the insight. He just leans back. Got what I wanted.
As our friend so openly put himself out there, that is Echo. Echo, Red Wolf, Echo.
Lord
Now they're
Bragan,
both met.
pleasure to meet you, Echo.
Tips his hat. Likewise.
You'll need those skills. He's right. If you intend to go this route, I would go to the head of the snake. It won't be hard to spot. You can take control of that airship. You have a chance of accomplishing your goals. You'll no doubt be confused. This is where particular discretion comes in.
He holds out 3 rods. Hands one to Latash, one to Garomesh, one to Oxie. They telescope out immediately into a javelin.
You want to set those birds down. You need to aim for the elemental ring. All 3 of these rods of absorption carry a matter of dispel with them. This will give you the opportunity to send those birds down. Once they're in glide mode, if their pilot's worth their weight, they should shuttle in easily. Once they're on the ground, the trap's been set. Once we have those birds, we shouldn't even have to engage the riders for very long.
Okay. So we've got rods of absorption. Chuck them at some planes, bring them down. Take over said planes while your group goes and finishes up the riders that feel like they can still do something after their air support is taken out. Is that the gist?
My encampments will be so plated, there's nothing their short bows and scimitars will be able to do to us. They can blot out the sun all that they want. We'll fight in the dark. And if worse comes to worse, I'll burrow into the side of that mountain and let each and every one of them come and try to find me. But I don't think it'll come to that. Once they've lost their whirlybirds, we'll see how much they want to fight. Remember, you've encountered these probably no less than a handful of times getting here. They're petty. They're tribal. They want the easy pickings. They're bound together by their masters in the sky. That's who pays their bills. When they're down, the easy money goes with it. They want to all risk their lives for that one wagon of shards? I doubt it. That's a risk I'm willing to take. One last piece. If you so choose to handle this route.
He hands you a nondescript tungsten ring.
Here's your back door. Take that diplomatic meeting far in the sky. Make yourself an entry. You'll be able to access it from the same point back in my tent.
This is a get up there quick and easy button?
Of course. Now remember, no one, not even House Thrask, will know of your plans. You do this as a wolf.
So now that's the part that I was kind of waiting on. Seems like this is all the way off the books, as opposed to some of our other dealings. If this goes sideways, it's all on us. Even if this goes well, it's all on us. And House Leandar's got a target written all over us.
High risk, high reward, Skybreakers. It's your call.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll let you decide on your own terms.
As he points his sword and another set of sigils come out over the snow, he takes one of his logs and tosses it over onto this, what looks like eternal fire that sits up over this peak. As you look out, and he steps forward and disappears into the sigils.
Wait, do those like close quickly? Do we need to come after you quick? Oh shit! God damn it! I don't know. Do we like leave now? Can we stay? I don't fucking know. I don't want to get stuck up here on the damn top of the mountain.
Just got a fire to keep us warm and figure out what the fuck we're gonna do when we leave this mountain.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
So that's
I could
that's
care
the
less about the
contract.
mountain.
that we
What
get.
contract?
Exactly. What contract?
This is just right for getting fucked. I hate everything about this.
But
There is no but. I hate everything fucking about this.
there's
It's
not
in the
a-
black.
There's not a single part that is enticing about this.
I mean, I don't care much for titles, being a lord. I could care less about being wealthy, well off. That sounds pretty nice. A lot of stipulations in that. No actual contract. This is operating in the black, which means House Thrask isn't even aware. Which, like you said, means we're out to dry. If this goes south. And if this goes good, well, he's going to take credit for it. And if you noticed, it's going to bring us right back to his tent. He has complete control. So let's say that we do this. He promises us whatever the fuck he wants. Fame, riches, glory, yada yada yada, living like kings. We do the job again and show right back up at his tent with a full armada just sitting there. We're disposed of quick and quiet. He takes the credit. No one's paid. I'm just saying this stinks all high hell. Now maybe he is honorable. Maybe he will pull through. But I haven't had enough experience with him yet to really fully understand. But when you get a deal that's risky but too good to be true, it's often too good to be true.
Echo, I don't know how to explain this to you, but we did fight the source of extreme evil with this man.
Shoulder to shoulder.
We have been through the unexplainable. I understand what this man wants now. He's itching to finish off whatever's back there. Your trepidation doesn't go unwarranted. Puts a lot on the line. Everybody's gonna have to come up with their own. I will tell you this, for one. If this is my shot at getting an airship again, I'm taking it. I owe that to Vess, what got me here in the first place. I need to see this thing out. I'm going to take the deal. I don't hold it against anyone who doesn't.
Well, shit, Recoil, you're not going up there by yourself. I sure as hell don't want to watch that train all the way the fuck up to bumfuck. Tired of playing babysitter for that thing. That's my
What does that
vote.
mean? You're doing it too, Oxie.
That's my vote. Get this shit done. They don't call us Skybreakers for nothing.
Playtest, Garomesh.
Garomesh is just giggling and kind of flipping the rod. And he puts it away, takes out his book and opens it up, and writes in common instead of the Orcish that's been scrawled all over his book. Valinar airship. Closes it. Right back to the beginning. No matter what I do, I'm still just an assassin for hire. It's another job.
Kind of feels good to know your place, doesn't it?
No. Feels like just before the war again.
Goddamn Mesh.
But life is cyclical. Just keeps going around and around until you finally fall off.
Yeah. Maybe this is the time where I fall off.
Playtest.
Not the first time I jumped into an airship, killed everyone, and left.
You know, when I was young, I used to watch this street performer, Soltash. He had this chicken that he would play his lute, and that chicken would dance. And I got older and found myself behind his stage. And I realized chicken wasn't dancing to his music. He had a flame spell underneath it. The stage was an iron plate. The chicken was just trying to keep his feet from burning. And I wondered why the hell that chicken just didn't jump off that stage and get the fuck out of there. Kind of wondering that now. But you're all hell-bent on taking over an airship? I won't roll them so strong for you next time. Don't worry. I'm with you.
Wait a minute, Laytad. You got cold feet? You're not all gung-ho on this idea?
I'm a lover, not a fighter. You know this.
Ha!
When it comes to writing an epic fucking song, if I survive it, I'm sure it will be one for the ages. But wish there was another way.
Yeah, see, that's... I've been thinking, I don't... Our alternatives do not look that great for us. Because if we don't go and try to whip this up clean and quick, we're still on the hook for that train.
Right?
We're still on the hook for that train for a long fucking time.
That's what I mean about jumping off the stage. What if Garomesh, we can pull in the Shadow Revenant and give us a little bit of leverage so that we don't get our feet burned, say, by the wolf. And if we really are going to have untold wealth, I would happily give a share up for a little security.
Security meeting us back in Brackenaw's tent, or security up in the air?
Just thinking what Echo said about us getting a race after this is all over. You know, no one knows what's going on here except the Red Wolf. What if somebody had our back for once? I don't even know if we have that kind of leverage. I don't know if the promise of that kind of bullshit money would even sway them. Garomesh would know better than me. We've leaned on him to deal with him before.
I think he's pretty dead set on us being the wet work team. Kind of defeats the purpose of Black Ops if you start telling everybody.
Nobody has to know. We just need somebody looking out for our backs.
This is beyond stupid.
I mean, this is the trust mountain. You can go ahead and lay it on us. I'm just throwing some pretty stupid shit out there myself.
It's tricky from my perspective. I mean, this is what I do. I mean, I'm not a bounty hunter, as many might think. I'm security. I'm a tactician. I work problems. I find solutions. I work deals. I look for bad ones. I read people. The problem with working in the black is that you're expendable. And if there is no trace anywhere of your existence, whether you're successful or not, the big risk is that you are erased. And because we're in the black, and this is the wolf, and only the wolf, not backed by House Thrask, he is making moves. And you all fought with him, and I get that. And you had some holy epiphany. Sure, I understand. I get it. I've seen a little bit of it. Hey, if it works for you, have at it. But to say that fighting alongside somebody, change is inevitable. Look at me. I'm different. Right? I am not the same individual I was before. And in 10 years, if I'm still here, I won't be the same individual I am now. And when you're dealing with power and wealth and status beyond the norm, I'm not talking about being a lord, I'm talking about an entire fucking continent and a path for almost unlimited wealth if there is dragon shards within Kebara. As be it, they've been mining and they found some, and there's probably a lot more, but that's not a fucking guarantee. He specifically called out royalties on shard shipments. If I'm him, I'm looking 3 angles ahead. You send a wet work team in, you take out the sky ships, the ground troops falter, they offer up a treaty. If I'm him, I have the power. Fuck the treaty, I wipe the whole fucking thing out. I have no opposition, we're secure. That's how I would play it. Once the sky ships are down and they start scrambling on the ground, if the armaments are in place, it's a scorch fire, hell on earth, wipe out, no issues, guaranteed. The only individuals who knew about the plan, you take out as well, and then it's just profit. This is how I look at things. With that said, you all seem hell-bent to go up onto this ship and do something about it, and I still haven't fully decided, because it seems pretty fucking dumb. Well, what's also dumb is that I'm sitting here hearing this entire plan, which doesn't give me a lot of leverage. He may say that you can walk away, but can you really walk away with the amount of insight and valuable knowledge that we now all have? No. So what I'm saying is that when we come back from this and we show up in that tent, and if we get double crossed, well, preemptive, I told you so. And if we don't, hey, fuck it, I'll be a believer.
Echo, I think you need to figure out whether you want to be a believer or not.
Fuck belief. Fuck divine. What has that shit ever done? Nothing. Look at me.
I think it may be time for you to walk away.
How? I know the plan. I'm in.
I don't want you half-ass in. All you've done is hedge your bets. prove yourself right because you don't believe in things that you haven't seen? Does being right matter so much to you for something you're not 100% of?
And really, have we shown nothing to show you that there are impossible things to be overcome with this group in particular?
My problem is not with you. None of you. You've shown more than capable. I trust all of you. I don't trust the unknown because the unknown has bit me in the ass pretty hard a few times. I am trying to be, if we're talking about divinity and things unknown, the proverbial devil on the shoulder, and saying that this isn't all gonna happen as it plays out.
Have we bitten you once, brother?
No.
And quit letting the machine, part of yourself, speak for the human side that's left. I walked through the portal.
I will say this, Echo. You always have to have somebody looking at all the angles. And I appreciate the fuck out of that from you. But sometimes you do just have to take a step and know that it's gonna be okay on the other side. So, here's the Umber. May we all be gods. As he takes a swig of his flask and hands it to Echo, and then also walks through the portal.
Garomesh just still flipping the rod. As it just walks towards the portal. And he just holds it up. Seeing the other side.
Well, I'm not as verbose in this case as Oxie. Sometimes you just gotta back your brother's play. Gives him a little wink, walks to the portal.
As soon as he sees Latash. Did you grab my flask from him? Did you leave him up on the fucking mountain with my flask? Damn it, Latash!
Here, have mine. If he comes back, you'll get your flask back.
I take a nice long pull from the flask on the top of this mountain. I kind of like look out, look down at the fire. Oh, what am I doing? What is the purpose? Half in, half out. That's what you fucking are now, huh, Echo? Can't figure out which way is up. You just swim. Things were so much simpler. Till that fucking morning. I would like to burn a Mind's Eye card.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna preemptively Oscar you.
Please do.
As Echo stands on this mountain and he kind of stares out and he just kind of takes a swig and he looks down at the fire and he just kind of gets lost in the flames. And as you see him kind of standing there and watching the flames as they kind of kindle and burn, it kind of transitions until you see a familiar space in his workshop. But this time different. There, you kind of zoom out from some flames and it's destroyed, and you see it's similar kind of scene that you saw earlier of him just waking up in a pile of just rubble and ash and chaos. And he kind of like brushes off, and then he kind of like, there's a flash and you see him just kind of like standing there in the middle of this massive workshop with all of this intricate materials, and he's just staring and he's just standing. And then it cuts before, and you see him just picking up pieces, and he looks, and for the first, he kind of hones in and looks at this mirror, and he kind of stares at himself, and he just kind of like sits there 15 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, and just trying to comprehend. And he searches in this workshop for hours and hours and can't find what he's looking for, until eventually, as he pulls apart some rubble and some desks, he sees this small plush little teddy bear that is just covered and ripped and torn and looks worse for wear. And he pulls it up, and he just kind of is kneeling, and he just puts it to his head, and he holds it there. And then it cuts, and you see him walking in a field, and there's just mist, and it's awful and colorless, yet there's this eerie color, and it's just void of color, yet it's just pure white, and he's just walking through the morning, and it's just barren and him alone, and just clutching by one arm is this teddy bear, and he's just walking. And then it cuts, and now it's a vibrant, colorful field. You see kind of wheat grass and, you know, a small dirt road. And he just continues to walk until he gets to a house. And in this house is a 2-story modest home. It's wood and mechanic, and it looks sturdy and warming and welcoming, yet functional and plain simple. And as he stands there at the front of the house, he just stares, and he just stands for another 10 minutes. I don't know if I can do this. But he takes a deep kind of inhale, and you hear this whine. As this is his first time, he kind of really just sucks in a lot of air in this new form, and just you hear this kind of like whirring, and it just kind of like inhales, and he just pauses for a moment, and then he goes to the door. And as he's at the door, he pauses as he reaches for the handle, and then he opens it up, and he takes a step inside, and he looks, and he's covered in soot and just a total mess. This new form, this alien thing that he doesn't understand. And he just sits there for a second, and he calls out, "Martha, Mel, it's me." Unsure of how much time has passed when he was out, when he was gone. And he just stands, and then he walks forward. And this small little girl walks around the corner and stops. Mel. And she screams. And she screams, and she runs back. And then a woman appears, plain dressed, wearing a cooking attire, making something, and she's holding a shotgun. And she screams at Echo, "I don't know who the fuck you are, but you need to get the fuck out of my house, you monster. Get out now." And she cocks it. "No, Martha, you don't understand. It's me. It's Edgar. I'm home." I don't know what the fuck kind of game you're playing, but you get out of my house right now. And you just hear this curdling scream of fear from this child, Belle. And he takes a step forward. Shot rings out. Hits him right in the chest, knocks him back. Things go hazy. He comes back to, and she's standing there over him. Leave or die. Your choice. And the last part of this, as he leaves, he kind of stops at the step at the entrance of the house as he looks back and he sees Martha standing there with Belle tucked behind, tears clinging to her. And he just sets that teddy bear on the steps. And he turns. And then he's back on the mountain by himself with that liquor. Halfway in, halfway out, huh? Go. Fuck it. I guess this would be one way to go. Maybe then I'll have fucking peace. And he takes a big swig. And he turns. And he walks through the portal.
Echo, I just want you to roll a d20. You step through that portal, and you all are back inside. That air-conditioned tent with a lot on your minds. The wolf is arranged for your own tents as usual. Follow me. The escort takes you to upgraded digs from the last time you had in the swamp.
Just quickly as I go through and I just as we turn and we start leaving and getting led to, I grab Recoil's shoulder and I kind of pull him towards me. And I look at him, and for probably the first time you see the shade of the blackness on the right side, not the red glowing, but that covering just kind of like slide forward as I just kind of grasp him on the shoulder and I just say, "You're right. I'm with you to the very end. Whatever that may be."
Big smile comes across his face. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. As you guys sit inside of that tent, the desert sun beginning to set. Files set in front of you of a diplomatic meeting to attend. the start of the morning. Your choice is set. 1 tungsten ring, 3 rods. And lantern light with the breeze of the desert night whipping through. Anyone who peeks outside the tent sees a surreal scene of those elemental rings constantly in flux up above us. The Sky Patrol. The ominous flames that sit apart. The tribal mercenaries that seem to never sleep. And the thoughts of just whose side the Revenant Shadow are on fill your minds. Anyone looking to do anything else before they let sleep take them inside this tent? Stage is yours.
Well, see, you came off down the mountain, Echo. Does that mean we have your gun?
Yep. You got my gun. You got my mind. I'll figure out a way to unfuck this.
See that? There you go. Always be looking for that next hammer coming down, but doesn't mean you don't get to move. You don't get to walk forward. You just got to keep your eyes peeled.
Look, I see kind of like, I envision all of us kind of sitting around a fire. I need to clear something with y'all. Every single one of you. It's not been clear up to this point, but being that tomorrow we're about to do something incredibly stupid. Well, now it seems about as good a time as any. This was brought up previously, and I've been doing some thinking and processing, and well, I have no issues with any of you. The amount of respect that I have for what all of you bring to the table in your own ways is important. I have survived on my own. I have made it this far. Working, thinking, plotting, defending myself. And though I have survived like that, I am willing to give the opportunity to thrive within a group. Even you, Laytash, with your annoying fucking voice and your loud, way too early music, I'm giving an opportunity. With that said, I ain't a rodeo, I ain't full of fun, but I'm in. We'll do this tomorrow. We're gonna come correct. We're gonna do it the best way we know how. And if this is the end, then fuck it. So be it. I'd rather die doing something important than live holding on to the past that was left you. So, to the Skybreakers. He just holds up his drink.
About goddamn time.
About goddamn time.
I'm still 50-50 on killing you at the end of this, Laytash.
Fucking try.
See, he's going through the process. Laytash, this is how we know. The machine, the man is healing. I was there too. Some days I still want to. But for the most part, I'd rather hear him sing his songs these days. After all, you're always better than him talking. That's my best friend.
That's why I'm your favorite.
Actually, Latash, you got something contemplative, something not somber, but kind of like a remembrance piece you can play. Something to get us ready for tomorrow.
It's actually an instrumental I wrote for this guy right here. It's called A Long Road Home. I wrote it for Recoil.
I'd love to hear it.
He saddles up that guitar, takes a pull off his drink, starts to play a very slow, plucking, contemplative tune. Gives you images of long summer nights, campfires, long ago. Counterpoint to almost a harsh winter, where you can feel the cold. Just from the instrumentation, you almost feel a chill, and you know it's not the elementals that are swamp cooling this, but it's just something that creeps into your bones. Gets about 3/4 of the way through and stops. That's about all I got so far. The rest of that story hasn't written itself.
Sounds damn good so far.
Thank you. I'll take that as a compliment.
Hell, I'd even tip you if you're at a bar.
No. We don't need that much change in one evening. So, we stand at the precipice again. Living to live up to our name.
There's a reason that we got titled Skybreakers.
Yeah, we got really fucking lucky and stole some airships. Isn't that how it goes with names?
I don't know if it was luck. I mean,
Did
it
you
was a
get
little bit
titled,
luck.
or was it like a self-proclaimed title that just stuck?
I don't think any of us gave us that name. That's just what they called what we did in New Throne.
I always wondered that. I have all the intel in the world, connections, but I could never figure out if that was something you guys gave yourself or if that was something that people just called you.
Nah, just that's what came up. Somebody said it.
I guess sometimes those things just stick.
Gentlemen, were the visuals not enough? Or have you all become so blind? Red Wolf said it himself. He's got unfinished business here. What greater gift could we give to Darthiki and the rest of the lizard folk that have given us so much? Your hope rests in him now. Your hope rests in Vess. We can't be here forever. We've had our fair share of shootouts. Maybe it's time for one last one.
Something I can drink too.
Just think. If we do this, we really do this, the world is our oyster. I used to pay my best friend just to convince her to go along with these trips to run guns halfway across the country. Means to an end. All I've ever done is seen it from the perspective of the sky. Cities I've never been to. Places that people have only ever told me. I want a chance to live this life. Well, I'm not ready to hang my hat up and say I won't do anything dangerous again. That's far from the case. But I would love to see what I'm fighting like hell for to live. If these mountains taught me anything, I want another perspective. I want to see why these cities wanted to tear each other apart. I want to know what culture is besides a word. I hope in some way you all can find your own peace with this.
Now, I'll say this, Enrico. Let it be clear. You don't have to go do something stupid and crazy and foolhardy just to get this new perspective. I'm here with it. I think this is the right move and this is the right play, but I don't feel like this is the only way to experience this new that you want to experience.
Oxie,
Interesting.
not many times in this life are you presented with an opportunity to soar through the sky again. I'd do just about anything for that. I played a lot of Bob the Builder inside my head. But I'm ready for some real materials, if you know what I mean.
I feel that.
Whatever may come from this, I hope it's good things. This is it kind of stares off. This is my this might be my final ride.
I mean, man did say retirement money.
Something like that.
Either retirement money or forced retirement.
I think I'll choose the first option, please.
Well, it depends on how this goes.
It's one way or the other. We don't have to worry about it. One we get rich, one we get dead. Either or. No worries.
Yeah. No worries. Peace.
But we're all in now. We get one last all in when we wake up. Our decision is made. Get the rest you need, boys.
Don't mind if I do. Let's take a one last swig. Stand up. One big stretch. All the joints. Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Walk back to his cot and just plop down. I'd say out pretty dang quick.
Rico pulls the edge of his cot over as his eyes go green as he turns on and stares out in thermal mode, just watching. If any of you happen to come by where he's faced, over across his eyes is the screensaver of just endless sand dunes. Looks like Mario Brothers 3 at nighttime.
Yes. That's exactly what I had in my head.
Garomesh spends a little time trying to figure out how to attach this rod to his crossbow.
Yes.
And you know what? It's a good point because you realize it's too big. You're gonna need a ballista.
Ships have those sometimes.
It will need to be fired by ballista for sure.
Echo goes to like a little riding. I assume there's like a little desk, somewhere. Like there's, things in these tents, right? So he goes to a little sitting desk, and he pulls out a couple things. But he pulls out this one parchment that's like weathered, and it looks wax sealed and it looks old, and kind of sets it down. And for probably an hour or so, he just writes before he ends up. He tosses it a couple times before he finds what he's thinking and puts it down on paper and then folds it up and seals it. And then he would look, weirdly enough, he would look for Latash and see if Latash was still up.
100%. Still working on that next part of the song. Sitting by the fire.
You got a quick sec, Latash.
Sets his guitar down. What you need? Well,
you're a storyteller, story keeper. And as much as I find you annoying, well, you got a lot of good parts about you. Maybe this is the alcohol talking, probably. But I got a favor, and I debated about who I asked this favor for, but well, you're the more traveled and personable one, I feel like, out of the group. If things don't go well tomorrow, and you somehow find your way out on the other side, I got a copy of a letter here. I'd love to have you deliver. If you'd be so kind. There's a parchment attached with instructions on where to go. Small abode outside Old Can. Outside of the morning, but close enough. You could deliver it. I'd be mighty obliged.
Just looks at it. Looks at Echo. Smiles as he tucks it inside his coat pocket. Survive this tomorrow? I'll make sure it gets there with my last dying breath.
Appreciate it. He just kind of pats you on the shoulder, and then he goes to turn in.
Where he goes back to his guitar, he just walks by Recoil by the side of his head. You're right, he's coming around. Instead of picking up his guitar, he just goes and kneels and holds his hands out in front of him as his eyes roll back into his head, and he drifts off to the dream plane.
Constitution saving throws. Let's see who wakes up.
Is there a DC that we don't wake up? Oh my god!
And that one. Oh God!
Ooh, the early risers. Garomesh and Oxie. You're up at the same time.
Go to bed first, get up first. Let's get this coffee going. See if we can get a game plan together before we go tell Brackenor the good news.
First thing I realized last night is these rods, or, you know, ballista bolts now are gonna need.
They are gonna need some oomph, aren't they?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's a good problem to put our thinking caps on for, I guess.
Yeah. So we may need to get on one ship, take it over to shoot the other ships. An idea.
That could do it. That could do it. I'll tell you one thing. I don't know how to work this Turkish coffee machine. You got experience with this. What do I do?
The coffee machine is called Recoil. Thank you.
Well, then let's get him up, because I'm not gonna fuck this all up. Recoil, I need help for the coffee. I've never seen this contraption before.
This far and you don't know how to. My God.
I've never made coffee with tiny little with a handle. What is this?
as the non-coffee drinker goes to get the coffee ready. Nothing more than a maid bot around here. Well, this always does it. As I'm getting that heavy boil to take out the acidity, like Pepe Le fucking Le Pew, fucking Latash.
Oh, yeah. That's what I'm talking about right there. Baby. Who's ready to blow some shit up? This guy is. After I have coffee. Oh. Oh, man. A little sore.
You get in a workout last night before you went to bed?
No, I didn't. I just must have meditated all fucking wrong. Ugh. What are we drinking? What's today's blend?
Should be some good shit. Smells good.
As always,
Still Rico special.
I test.
Oh, good man. Good man.
So we're saying we are all in accord. We're saying fuck the diplomat meetings, right? Nobody wants to do another goddamn meeting ever again, right?
That may be the Hail Mary. We might want to hold on to that.
We
I think you're misunderstanding the mission completely.
we are going.
Is the diplomat meeting.
We have to place the ring.
That did escape me, that part.
Yeah. We go in for the diplomat meeting. There's going to be all parties involved, and no one knows what we're doing there besides, well, the wolf.
I see. Well, Garomesh had another insightful piece. We may have to be creative with how we are going to launch said rod of absorption.
You know, I figured the wolf would, pull out all the stops to make sure we were properly geared before we go into that, but I don't know, maybe he just believes in faith more than anything else.
Kind of
he's
hard.
kind of like,
Give us a ballista. I mean,
well, that's not what I fully mean. You're just gonna have to make do with what you got. I'm sure the ship probably will have ballistas.
I think you're misinterpreting the assignment. We have to take over one of those airships. That's the entire deal.
yeah.
That's why there's 3 rods. If we don't take over the first airship, that man's going into the canyon. He already told you his backup plan. He's going straight into the in-world mountains.
Yeah.
It's our job. Place the sigil, not get caught, and go back up there and take that damn thing over. And then on top of that, we got to beat 3 other airships before they. No. Good news is, whether it's a ballista or whether it's a hand crossbow, we got the best man in the game. If anybody's going to hit the target, and let's say it is a generous target that is the air elemental ring that surrounds these bad boys.
It's shiny. It's bright. Just
It's literally the whole dartboard. You can throw double 2s and it will still do the job.
Let's not put that bad juju on anything just yet.
Understandable. Bowstrings and ballistas still break.
Well, I guess we need to start with letting Brackenor know we're fully on board.
And then we get to get on board.
And then we get to get on board. Or I guess have to get on board.
Oh, I don't know.
Doesn't look like we got a whole lot of time before this meeting either. Party
Okay, then.
leaves at sunrise.
Good thing we got up early then.
Yeah, that's why I read the damn dossier.
I'll go tug on his old earlobe then. Start making my way over towards the Red Wolf's tent.
I'll go with you just so I can look around.
You all don't make it about 10 feet before there is minor house Thrask on you, before another consort of the wolves swarm in, immediately waving the rest of them off. We'll take it from here. Going to Commander's, correct?
Aye.
Gathers the party to begin to take off towards the Red Wolf's tent. As you all arrive, the Red Wolf is nowhere to be found inside of his tent. He left this for you. One small sealed envelope with his insignia, black wax with the Red Wolf over the top of it.
I feel like we've been down this rabbit hole before.
Well, Alice, take us in. What's it say?
Grabs the letter, snaps it on the seal, opens it
Up
up.
and die.
Distraction.
Pulls the letter out, or whatever is inside the envelope.
It is blank to everyone except for Garomesh.
I think
Oh,
I
look
think
at
this
me,
is
house
broken.
aroused.
And it is
There's
not
something else.
from House Thrask, as you look at the top and you see the crossed scimitars over the top.
Let me see that thing.
But see what? It's just a piece of paper. Here,
You stick to machines. Let me see this.
there you go.
And I will take it and first read to myself.
First almost rings sing-songy, pointing you to look to the horizon above. Opening the side of the tent and looking out towards the same set of dunes that you saw those crossed scimitars before, you see something shining, exposed where the wind has blown, and you can see heavy plating underneath those sands. I want you to roll a perception check. 26.
Mm-hmm.
Man, there is something that looks so familiar yet so foreign. As you scatter down the rest of the note, you indeed become aware of the side that they have chosen. The side that has both air, land, and sea transportation is to their utmost interest. They want access to all three in the area. So they're going to back House Thrask and the railway connecting. But that odd piece of metal, as you point to the others, Echo, roll a perception check.
As Echo's looking, I look over at Light to Ash and go, "You got your wish, buddy."
Which is that? Are we rich forever?
No,
We don't have to
yeah.
fight?
You wanted somebody watching your back.
I'm gonna burn.
Now they just do it in the shadows.
You know, I feel infinitely better about this day now. I mean, we still might die, but I mean, that's every day with you guys.
High possibility.
I'm gonna burn an advantage card. $29.
Where's your advantage roll?
It's there. I rolled it at advantage.
He rolled a 25 and a 29.
Yeah.
Ah,
Rolled
my bad.
25 and a 29. I'm like, but if the DC's 30, do I roll a D6 on top of it? To like, really get the
By that
juice?
much.
I feel like, you know what? I'm going to add a D6 to that because I feel like this is important.
Got the juice.
And I have a lot of them. I got to 30.
Got the 30.
There's your one tonight. That's your one.
There's your
God,
one.
F me, dude. F me.
DC's 35.
Damn it. He's got to be one, chat.
Staring out into that distance, having to enhance again, enhance again. You see something you haven't seen in a very long time. And it's a decimal code. We keep reading it. 66548827778887438637 46, and you see the sevens again off of the back end. Nothing that you worked on, but you remember what carried those numbers. And those are the numbers of Warforged Titans. Exposed in the distance is the Shadow Revenant revealing their cards. that underneath that second dune is a Warforged Titan. And the plating, you now understand what the Red Wolf is nodded to. Whether you succeed or not, a Warforged Titan will walk on Kovoir once again, to walk shortly but swiftly. The implications of this sit heavy on your head, as if any of this makes its way from the plains of Valinor or past the Endworld Mountains. Conflict could be on the horizon again. What started with one small cart of dragon shards sits the fate of politics and relations for the entire continent.
I think I go just stairs, reading those numbers, processing, reading those numbers again. And then he just kind of looks at recoil. There's something bigger afoot here. And he like stands behind and just stretches his arm out and he points right to where they are. See.
No, it couldn't be. Buckle up, everybody. It's about to get bumpier than we thought.
As you see one of the Landjar royal ships begin to descend in the distance and head towards the middle of the dunes, the sheer size of it and the elemental that holds it up, the array of armaments through the sides, as it gently pressed down and lands, you can see the extravagance of the aqua green and gold carpets that are rolled out as the high elves descend. Pole arms by their sides. One individual with piercing eyes and regalia stands across. And this is where we will pick up next week.
Yo.
Dope art.
Dope. Hell yes.
Let's go, boys. The arc to get out of town.
Fucking Warforged Titan? A Titan?
There's a Titan on play, baby.
Ah!
No better way if we're to be able to get out of this hell.
I like that Brackenor is just like, they're gonna say yes. These idiots.
Whether you say yes or not, he believes in his drill and he believes in that Warforge.
Yep.
Hard to say no to that. I mean, you know, you get that. I understand why he's so confident. It's like, okay, that makes sense, I guess. Like, you know, all right.
But this
fair
is
enough.
an open declaration of war.
Oh, 100%.
That if it is not ended swiftly, that's what it's all about. He's there to be a minority whip, to whip those votes.
Right.
Yeah. That's why I said earlier is like, no one wants to pull that I mean, you pull that string for war, and it's like, who knows how long that lasts, what it costs, what it takes.
Yeah.
No one wants to do it, but, you know.
Well,
Bobo knows.
you know, when sitting down for us, because we want to, at some point in time, whether we do a continuation of the campaign or we pick up after a break, whatever we do with Eberron, I wanted to have an implication that was worldly for Corvair, no matter what. So it went with, we were involved with an international incident to be able to pave the way of
whatever needs to happen after.
whatever
the
needs
hard
to
way.
happen, and however however we get there.
And here we are. It's kind of difficult because it was like, I was looking at this and I'm like, my character is so not for this at all. It's like everything I hear is just like, this just screams bad deal.
Oh, we needed you for the scene though. Otherwise it would be
Oh my
five
God.
Dude. Minutes. Like that. It was part like
It was
it
so
put a lot
good.
on your character, but you know, obviously I know you can do fucking
Yeah.
anything. But yeah, like at that point, like the rest of us are like, fuck it, man. Like we've seen a god, man. We believe in shit, but like having the rationale to be like, oh my god, we're conscripted black ops with no contract. Like this is how, like, this is your character going, yeah, this is how you always get fucked. This is how this group never stops working, because he goes, you know what, after this there's another bullshit contract and there's another bullshit contract.
Contract, yeah.
Yeah.
No, dude, you killed it. And then your mind's eye scene.
Bravo.
So
Been
good.
waiting for that one, dude. It was
Yeah,
so good.
I told Rob about that like a week or two ago. You know, when I was building out Echo to have like something different. You know, because I assume we're not doing like a whole post show thing, right? Like I feel like this
No.
is the post show, correct? Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
So I'll give it to you all. I wanted to have something a little bit different, a little bit darker. You know, and I think the joy of it was, I guess you could say joy loosely is that, you know, this whole time it's like, oh, Echo's struggling with this change because he's like, he doesn't know who or what he is, but it's more than that, you know, and it's, you know, I told him about it and he was like, what the fuck? That's kind of fucked up. But it's like, but I wanted it to have a bigger implication. And I just felt like, you know, candidly, I don't think Echo's going into this fight thinking I'm going to go retire and be rich. I think this is like, I'm looking for my final piece. What happens, I don't know. I'm not going in setting out to do that, but I just feel like he's kind of like at that point where he's like, you know, I'm just ready to be like done, you know? But it was like, yeah, you know, the insight finally to be able to reveal kind of hinting at stuff of, you know, he had a wife and kid that, you know, he had a great small family when he was working, and he returned as a Mournforged different, and they just saw nothing but a monster and rejected him. And
Truly brutal.
you know, it was like, it was just too good. You know, when I was thinking it up, I was like, it's too perfect, you know, like, because then you're dejected and you're off and you're like, okay, how do you recover from something like that? You know, like you're already dealing with who you are and what you are. And then to have the only people that you care about, your daughter and your wife, to just, I mean, your girl just runs in terror from you. Like, it's just like, I don't know. It was too perfect. And I was like, this is the perfect time to do this, because this is a big old finishing arc and I don't know what's going to happen. So I wanted to lay it out there.
The perfect
Knocked it out of
time.
the park, dude. Knocked it out of the park. Absolute masterclass.
Appreciate it. Very emotional.
It was. RoBear with the perfectly cued music too.
Yeah.
Crescendoed, it hit those notes, made my eyes swell. It's like, you rat bastards.
I told him about it. I wasn't sure how, like, when I told him about it, I was like, I wasn't sure how, but it like fit. And then I was like, I've got this whole scene. I've played it in my head so many times. It's like, you know, the build up, and then it's like you enter this place that has all these memories, and then it's just like nothing. Like, get out, you monster. Don't come back. Yeah.
You know, one of the things I really liked about that is how we got to that moment, because that is a really hard moment to have happen naturally in RP. Like, what am I supposed to, like, just constantly ask you about your history and where you're from? Like, you know, it's not gonna get to that level. And using calling it out with the mind's eye card for taking it to have this whole memory experience, I thought was a very smart way of getting to craft the full scene and still have all the emotional weight in it.
Yeah, I mean, it's story. I mean, that's why I'm here. I love the story piece of anything that we do, any show that I'm on. It's like I want to build a story, and it's not just the story we're telling here, but it's okay, what is my character story, right? Like, I'm sure there are things that each of your characters has that hasn't been revealed. There's things that are like still there that are like, you know what I mean? And it was like, to me, this was like such a core piece to Echo once I kind of like started going, and the story we told of like getting into my mind and like unlocking things and like being able to hint at things. And I almost gave more that evening when we did that, but I was like, I'm gonna wait because I wanted this to be impactful. And then it's the train ride and the betrayal and just like all of this like negative bad things that happened up to this point, where now it's like I'm stuck in this bad deal again and I don't want to do it, but like, what else am I gonna do? And then for Recoil to be like, you know, like, you're just like, you're in, you're out, like, and then I don't know, it just felt like the perfect time to just be like, you know what, we're doing this now, because, and again, he's going into this is my final piece, and like, it'll be good after that, right? And that's kind of how he's viewing it, because he's like, you know, I'm just tired, and this may be it, and I might as well go out and do something big and impacting in the world, and try to leave a piece, which is why he went and gave the letter to Latash.
I love it.
I knew you were coming around to me.
I debated pretty heavily on who to give that to, but I just felt like you had the best opportunity to smooze. I really thought about Garomesh, but I just felt like he'd scare people.
Very true statement.
Look at these fucking eyes. These eyes are so crazy.
Yeah. I also thought a lot about Recoil too, but I don't know. You're the traveling storyteller, so it just made sense. Also, yeah, this picture, A+, real good.
Oh man, I've had so much fun with AI recently.
I was going to ask, is this another piece?
Oh yeah, definitely. Of course. I'm going to show you my true full power on this now. So, without giving too much away, I will show a Valinar elf sky troop, but this is how cool this is. So this makes it full circle. I have independent art with independent name complete. So when you drag and drop,
What?
independent art with their name, Valinar elf.
For each fucking one?
Yes, I have this for independent.
What?
You're at the front door.
What? Dude.
That is
Dude.
dope.
How
That is
cool?
dope.
How cool is that?
Next time I create a character, I'm just going to have you create me some art and build a story from that. Give me art and name and I'll do something.
Those are the
That-
best ones.
What's so cool about it is you can make just thousands of variations on variations of themes, and you can make them so cool. I will show my favorite variation that came out of this.
Oh, that's cool.
So I can regular drag and drop, and I can just get them with a name, or I can shift drag and drop, and I can get them with a name and their what they are.
Oh, that's cool. We are twins.
So cool.
Dude.
We have the technology.
Great session.
So good.
I'm ready
Now
for
we
it, baby. Back in
fuck
Eberron,
shit up.
one big fucking battle before we send the sucker off, baby.
Oh my gosh.
As we head to new cities with an AI generator that can make all sorts of crazy shit.
Yo.
Loved it. Make sure and join us for tomorrow. One of the last episodes of Baldur's Gate on the docket.
Oof. Big session. Be there. Big session.
We could all just die to a mummy lord. Come watch the TPK tomorrow. Love y'all. We still got here, all right?
I'm just happy to play some D&D with my friends. That's all. I'm
True,
I'm
Dad.
thankful for that much.
Here's to not travel until 2023. Let's go.
Hey, cheers.
Unless it's a road trip. I'm so down to drive. So not down to fly.
Well, so in December I'm going to be in Florida. Actually, not Florida. I'll be in Ohio. Never mind. That's a way
very
your drive.
That's very different.
That's a horrible drive.
You're gonna be in
Dude,
Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
What part of Ohio?
Oh, this place along the 75 called Sydney, Ohio, just outside of Dayton. When I say just outside, it's a 45-minute drive outside of Dayton.
Let's see.
It's just outside.
Yeah,
That's suburb limits.
round the outside.
around the outside.
Oh, hey, you want to make yourself feel old? You want to make yourself feel old? This will do it for you. Eminem turned 50 this week.
Adam Sandler's on the cover of AARP.
Well, whoop-a-doo, everybody.
Now, question. He's on the front cover. Is he Adam Sandler's in Uncut Gemstones? Adam Sandler's?
No,
Because,
it's just normal Adam Sandler.
oh, man. Dude, his Uncut Gemstone, man, that aged him up, dude. Something about him and the goatee, man. The goat just ain't right.
No, he's got a beard now, I think. Full beard.
He's living the dream,
Truly.
taking on more serious roles.
You know, it's a full-time job employing Rob Schneider. Okay. Can you imagine what he would have had to done if his friends had social media back in the day? Whew, would have been even harder.
Impossible task.
Look at him now.
Look at me now. Who's got big announcements they want to let folks in the community know about?
D20 Deathmatch, Sunday, 9 p.m. The puppets are returning from Perception Studios.